think let's start with how the Nairobi Securities Exchange goes hand in hand with the Africa Free Trade Agreement, and perhaps you can even tell us about the work that you do in the organizations that you are involved in.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Kiprono Kittony, like you said. I'm the Vice Chair of the World Chamber Federation and also the Chairman of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. We are the largest exchange in the Eastern Central African region with about 6 trillion Kenya shillings under management, about 50% of that in bonds and 50% of that in equities, about 55 listed companies in Kenya. And we're doing this bonds for both private companies and also for sovereign bonds for governments. So we are positioning ourselves as the exchange, the leading exchange in that region. We are also pushing very much for the integration of the exchanges in the other East African countries, namely Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi, as a means of galvanizing capital in that region. We've also created an SME window to allow for small and medium-sized enterprises to take part in capital raising and also putting out their shares out there to the exchange. We're also doing capacity building, ensuring that small and medium-sized enterprises are living up to the governance challenges that they have and being able to present themselves as a safe haven for investment.
You talk about small businesses and big corporates. Yes. I think in Nairobi, in Kenya, what's the sentiment on the ground regarding the Africa Free Trade Agreement? Are they nervous about it? Or
you will note that we are one of the first countries to sign onto the protocol in 2018, March of 2018. President Uhuru Kenyatta was in Kigali. He signed the protocol, and it was very much a reflection of the aspirations of the people of Kenya, who want to be part of a bigger market, who want to open their doors and their markets to African goods, to African commodities. As it is, even our immigration protocols are quite liberal, and our trading policies are very liberal, and we are really encouraging the AFCFTA to take off. Kenya has also been at the forefront of actualizing the East African Common Market Agreement. Being the largest economy, of course, sometimes the agreement is a bit lopsided against us. But I think the commitment in Kenya is very clear in support of the AFCFTA.
Okay, and then looking to the future, what can we expect?
For me, like I said earlier on today in plenary, we really need to see the bureaucrats catch up with the will of the politicians. You know, the treaty has been signed. We want to see it being implemented. We'd like it to be effective. And again, like I said earlier on, I mean, the interests of the consumers, the interests of the populations in Africa is to get goods and services at the best price from the most efficient sources. We need to move towards an environment where we are using comparative and competitive advantage. So countries that are good in certain things can concentrate on those things and leave other tasks to other countries that are more competitive than them in that regard. So for us, I really think that the governments, the political class, needs to have a conference with the business people to see the best way forward in terms of alleviating the non-tariff barriers that stand between the free movement of goods and services.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us.